Fortnite in Season 7. And these are called AIMBOT settings because they're so amazing that they replicate the style of using AIMBOT in controller Fortnite. So these settings alone are going to help you win a lot of the fights you get in, hit almost all of your shots, and allow you to get much more victory royales in Fortnite, especially this season. Obviously, AIMBOT is an entire different software. It's literally cheating in Fortnite, but settings obviously are completely allowed. So how are settings at all basically replicating the style of AIMBOT? Well, it's pretty simple. Basically, I was able to find out the speed of players in Fortnite and then find settings that actually match that speed perfectly. And essentially, to give you a quick scenario that will make you understand this a bit more. Let's say you're playing in a solos game and someone's running in front of you at full speed. Well, using these settings, you'll be able to track them better than any other settings you could possibly use. Like, these were literally revolved around the premise and idea to match player speeds in the game. So these settings are perfect for ARs, shotguns, even snipers to an extent, as long as you're able to hit your shots and kind of judge the distance on that. And before we get into this video, I do want to announce that I am doing a giveaway. It's actually going to be a 5,000 V-Buck giveaway. So all you have to do is simply leave a like down below. Make sure to use support a creator code ending-gamertag in the item shop, which is on the screen now. And then lastly, comment down below your epic ID and letting me know you've completed all of your steps. And after doing so, you'll automatically be entered in the 5,000 V-Buck giveaway that I'm hosting for the summer. Well, now let's talk about the fun part. What exactly are these settings for you to replicate? So I'm simply going to go down the entire list of the controller options settings and basically go over each and every single setting and explain essentially why we're using them and how well they work for you. We're going to start with the build mode sensitivity multiplier as well as the edit mode sensitivity multiplier. Now these don't necessarily pertain or even affect your aim whatsoever, but obviously they are settings, so I'm going to throw them in this video regardless. So for the build mode sensitivity multiplier, you want to have this at a 2.3, and you actually want to have a 2.3 as well for the edit mode sensitivity multiplier. Next is going to be our advanced look sensitivity settings. And what this will impact in terms of our aim is going to be our hip fire accuracy, or when you're not aimed down sights with an item. So realistically speaking, a lot of times when you're using items such as the pump shotgun, tactical shotgun, as well as SMGs, you're not aiming down all the time. You're likely hip firing majority of the time. So that's essentially what will be impacted by these settings. So our look horizontal speed and look vertical speed are both going to be set to a 50%. And all the settings below this are going to be set to a 0. So the turning horizontal boost, turning vertical boost, as well as turning boost ramp time are all set at the very minimum at 0% in 0.00 seconds. Now going back to the look horizontal and look vertical speeds, these being set to 50% are likely much higher than what you use or what the majority of Fortnite players are used to. To give you a general idea of what's common, well, 14% is actually the recommended amount, so to raise these up to 50% might seem rather counterintuitive, but it'll make a bit more sense as we go on in the settings. So going downwards, we're now moving our way into the advanced aim down sights sensitivity, or ADS. And unlike the previous settings, this is going to refer or rather impact your aim when you are aim down sights. So when you're holding left trigger or L2, well, this is what will be affected. So our ADS look horizontal speed is going to be set to an 8%, and our ADS look vertical speed is also going to be set to an 8%. Our ADS turning horizontal boost is going to be set at a 10%, and our ADS turning vertical boost is also going to be set at a 10% with a 0.00 seconds turning boost ramp time. So this is where the aimbot portion really kicks in. This section right here, the aim down sight sensitivity, is where you're going to feel that impact and definitely going to notice the emphasis on how much better your aim is after changing to these settings. Now, our ADS look horizontal and vertical speed are actually a lot lower than the recommended amount. Just like the previous one, 15 to 16% is about the recommended amount, or rather what the average user uses. So to lower this to an 8% might seem a bit ridiculous, but there is a deeper meaning behind this, and this will be uncovered in the next section, this being the advanced sensitivity area. So our look dampening time is actually going to be lowered all the way to a 0.00 seconds, believe it or not. And the part that really matters and makes a huge impact on our game performance and aim as well is actually going to be the look input curve. Now this is such a controversial setting because a lot of people on YouTube will say to use exponential, and then other people will say to use linear. Well, for me and these settings alone, linear is actually going to be the look input curve of choice. Now if you try using these settings and then use an exponential look input curve, well, you might as well kiss these settings goodbye because they are not going to help you at all, and your aim is going to actually be too slow to even realistically play at a decent pace. So the linear look input curve is realistically going to be the most critical setting out of all of these because these entire settings were built around this look input curve. So again, if you're trying to decide whether to use exponential or linear, well, if you're looking for aimbot settings, linear is the only way to go for these settings. Right below this is going to be the aim assist strength, and well, obviously it goes without saying, if you have this any lower than 100%, please do yourself the favor and raise it to the max, set to 100%. And now lastly,